Another week and another review. This week we're coming to you with the Treatment Styling Balm 2 from Motley. Now this is one that's been highly anticipated. It was originally released as a limited just to test run and see if it was worth introducing to their lineup. And as of last week, this is officially becoming a permanent product. So let's dive right into this one. So sadly, looking at the jars that have been posted online so far, they have not gone with this lovely glass jar that they originally went with. They kind of went with the old version, but I personally prefer this one. It's a very hefty black glass jar, simple label on the front, just simply stating the product, and that's about it. Not a whole lot on presentation, but I really like it. I wish they would have stuck to something this simple. The current version looks more like their old TSB1, but in a full black jar. Now looking into the scent of this product and opening it up, we're met with Motley's signature scent. And if you haven't smelt this product or any of the other Motley products like Chrome, TSB1, it's a beautiful citrus. You initially get a pungent sweet scent, almost like a cotton candy to some, and then coming in behind that you get the citrus. Now it's not your typical just lemon, lime, bergamot. It has more complexity to it that's hard to describe. It makes it a very good everyday scent. And as all of you guys know, I really love a citrus scent, so you can't go wrong here. Let's look again at the actual product inside. It's kind of a off-white, cream kind of color looking. Nothing too special. What we notice is it's more firm than some of the other products we've looked at. It's got an actual substance to it. And it's similar in consistency to the original TSB. Scooping it out is pretty easy. There's an actual density to it, which I like. It's not a complete creamy product. And the choice of calling it a balm works very well. I think it describes the actual consistency of it easily and properly. Very creamy, easy to break down. And what you might notice initially, obviously that first density, but a very distinct grip, or not grip, a tack to the product. But it's not super overwhelming. It's overall just the right amount, and breaking it down kind of emphasizes that. You get a little bit more dryness in the hand, and we're hoping this translates. So let's dive right into it and start applying it. Now the great thing about this product, and my favorite aspect of the original TSB, although this might not be for the thicker haired people and individuals, is it adds a little bit of thickness. It kind of plumps the hair. And as myself, who has a high hair density, but the actual thickness of each strand is quite fine, this is almost the ideal product. We're gonna go in with the second one. Now the first scoop, you do feel the presence right up front. It's got some distinct tack that translates. But the second scoop is where things really start to get put together. We start to get that texture. We start to get more control. And we can start to shape everything into place. Overall, just a lovely application experience. One thing they did over between the original TSB and this version, the TSB2, is that I find it's actually a little bit easier to apply than the original. It doesn't have as an aggressive dryness to it. It sticks to more tack versus grip, and then it applies just a little bit easier. And I think that a lot of people are noticing that as well. Go in with a second scoop here, just to tame the sides. looking into the actual performance of this product, it's definitely much better than the original. First thing that comes to mind when I use this stuff is control is my number one thing that I notice. You get an initial just straight up control, and you can pretty much manipulate the hair however you wish. It makes styling fairly easy and quick, as we can kind of see here. I didn't really have to screw around a whole lot. And I think that's why I've liked this product so much, is that it just kind of works really well. It's very intuitive. It doesn't have much of a learning curve, and that kind of really works well for people who are getting into the pomade realm, whether it's slicker styles or what this is for, very textured matte styles. Aside from the control itself, I would say this is a distinct firm hold. It's not super lightweight though. I would say the weight of it is just above a moderate amount. It's definitely present, and the weight is kind of what has pushed some people away from it. So know that it's not extremely light, but this, what it does is the weight and the tackiness is what gives you that control. The hold is able to hold everything in place, the tackiness holds it all together, and the weight gives it more of a heftiness to your hair for it to be able to stick where you want it to go. Aside from that, 100% matte. This is almost as natural of a look as you can get, and that's kind of one people's favorite thing about the original TSB, and one reason why I thoroughly enjoy this product. I mean, having a shorter haircut and a finer hair density, sometimes my scalp can show with shinier products. No issues with this. Moving on to the texture, hopefully you guys can kind of see what's going on there. Very good. I would say it leans more on the coarse piecey side versus a more complex fine side, where you can start to see more of the individual strands. You can get with thicker styles a little bit more flyaways when it's coarse, I find. However, with this, whatever they did to ease the application process of this, it kind of reduced the intensity of the flyaways. It's not as dry, but they compensated with a little bit more hold. So texture's great, hold's great, control's excellent. Endurance, I would say it's at that moderate level, maybe just one step above. It works for most of the day. It's always present. You can get about 8 to 10 hours with it, not evaporating or anything like that. But because of how heavy it is, throughout the day you'll definitely get a little bit of sagging in your hair, and you'll still be able to move it and manipulate it, but you don't have as much freedom as the initial style. Going on from there, one of the drawbacks with TSB is that it's not the easiest to wash out, and they didn't really solve that problem with TSB2. However, I don't think that was something that needed to be changed. I think if you changed the washout, you would have affected the product too much. So this doesn't rinse out, but it comes out with shampoo fairly easy. For some hair types, it might dry your hair out just a little bit. Add a little bit of oils and stuff and you'll negate all of that. I use dry products pretty much throughout most of my daily activities. Don't have any issues with dryness. Just make sure you're keeping care of your health. So overall, this is one of my favorite products. TSB, the original one, was excellent. It kind of lacked in certain areas, and then they did change the formula a little bit, although they don't want to admit it. That's a whole other side. The original version was a little more similar to this, and then they changed the formula a little bit throughout the years. But this goes back to that original TSB that I loved it. It has the dryness, nice tackiness to it that gives you instant hold, true firm hold, matte, tons of texture. you really can't go wrong. If this is honestly probably one of my favorite products that I've ever tried, and it's really a true go-to for me. There's things like Arcadian Matte Paste, this one, Texture Balm. Those are all great products. This is probably up there with my favorite products. It's so easy to use, and that's what really distinguishes it. And on top of that, using it, you can tell the quality that's put into it. It's not just a first run, we created this product and we're done. It's we've spent months, potentially years creating this product, and it really shows in the final outcome. The only thing I wish they would have changed, they should have gone to these nice glass jars, but I understand shipping and all that, you can't, glass jars becomes a hassle. So as always, if you guys liked this stuff, what I'm presenting here, hit the like button below, share it with your friends, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you guys next week. See you guys later.